Moving on to the structures list, bone and muscle of the head and torso. Today we have a Tiny Tim, and we also have a illustration of muscle groups here. To go ahead and cover the actual vertebrae and bone structure now, we're going to begin with the cervical vertebrae. Cervical vertebrae that is located within the cervic area, the neck area here, beginning with C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, and C7. Moving on into the thoracic vertebrae, if we may. Thoracic vertebrae is going to be in a thoracic cavity here, beginning with T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, T8, T9, and T12. This will move us over into the lumbar vertebrae of the lumbar pelvic area. Correction, this would be the pelvic area of the lumbar area, beginning with L1, L2, L3, L4, and L5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Lumbar 1, 2, 3, 4, and lumbar 5. Lumbar 5. Next is going to be moving into the sacrum and coccyx area. Your sacrum, your fused area here with the fused sacrum. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then your coccyx is going to be located here. Okay, we're going to move into a muscle group here, the diaphragm. Our diaphragm is going to be located inside the rib cage, approximately the 6th rib, inside here. The external abdominal oblique muscle is going to be this anterior portion of the obliques here. Our frontal bone is going to be located here. Our hyoid bone is going to be located within the mandible, located there. Tiny Tim doesn't have one, but we do have an illustration of the hyoid bone, a U-connected bone there. The mandible here. Maxilla is above the mandible here. The nasal bone directly here. The occipital bone. Our occipital bone is directly the posterior aspect of the cranium here. Our parietal bone is directly on top here. Our rectus abdominis muscle group underneath the external abdominal oblique muscle located here. Our sphenoid bone. Our sphenoid bone is going to be right here next to the temporal bone. Our sternocleidomastoid is going to be this bone here, providing rotation, insertion of the clavicle area. Our sternum is going to be this portion here. Our temporal bone is going to be located here. Our trapezius muscle groups are going to be located from here to here. And our zygomatic bone is going to be this bone here. Pretty much our cheekbone. If I may, I want to go over the vertebrae, the area of vertebrae, and be sure that we clearly define each and every vertebrae. The cervical vertebrae here in the neck area, beginning with C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, and C7. Next area is going to be our thoracic area of the chest area and chest cavity, beginning with T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, T8, T9, T11, and T12. This is going to move on into our lumbar area. Lumbar vertebrae 1, L2, L3, L4, L5. After L5 is going to move into our sacrum area. Our sacrum area is going to be fused. S1, S2, S3, and S4. S1, S2, S3, S4, and S5. And then our coccyx area. At this time, we have listed illustration 1 of the skin. Along with the tissue type and the structure area. We have listed the areas of the compact bone. And we have provided the structures list of the bones and our muscle groups also. Thank you.